I want to talk about the sad but sweet news. Now, I'm going to explain why, and I'm talking about Naughty Dog, and I'm talking about The Last of Us online game / Factions 2, whatever you want to call it. They finally come out and they finally admitted it and told everybody. We regret to inform everyone, but this game is being canned. Okay, it's axed, it's dead. We're not going to continue with this game. We've basically stopped working on this game, and a lot of people were upset about that. A lot of people were really mad, and it's cool to be a fan and be upset about that, especially a lot of the Factions players who was really looking forward to playing that, me included, because I definitely loved Factions, and it was one of those surprise modes in the game that nobody saw coming, and I thought it was just there for, you know, a little decoration, just a little something extra. It ended up being something way more than that and creating a whole new community, and it got a lot of people excited, and especially when they announced it, and we just were like, wow, I can't believe we're getting this Faction stuff. Here's why I say it's bittersweet, and I say it's more good than bad, personally, in my opinion at least, is because they basically broke down why they had to axe the game. Now, this game, they said they were working on this at the same time that they were working on The Last of Us 2, which The Last of Us 2 came out in 2020. So they've been working on this for a handful of years, okay, easily. All right. And they said that they've learned a lot, okay, in the process of making all this stuff. And they have a lot of things that they can kind of put in their pocket for future releases. Okay. And that's the thing. When you work on certain shit and you're just all in like this, you're going to learn a lot. And they said that the progress was very good. But the problem was they wanted the game to be an online game. And when you talk about online games, you're talking about post-production. Okay, so once the game comes out, you continually have to work on that game because you have to keep working on DLC. You have to keep working on things you add in, like, okay, new outfits, new weapons, new villains, new enemies, all these things, new modes, even like that is its own entity in itself. So most people, casuals, don't understand that. Hey, why can't you just finish the game? Well, there's a lot that go into it. You have to keep your whole team on a project like this. Anytime you're dealing with an online game, there's all kinds of updates. There's all kinds of things there. So you have to basically have all of your attention on that said game. All right. And that was taking away from the production of the other titles that they have been working on, which are multiple titles. So not just one, they're working on at least 2 other single player story driven games. Shit that Naughty Dog is known for out here in these video game streets. Shit that made them who they are. One of my favorite dev companies, period, video game devs ever in the fucking world. They are one of the greatest video game devs teams out here, man. I'm not I'm not playing with when I say that shit, man. I swear to God, they have some of the best production I have ever fucking seen in a video game. All right, I mean that. I played The Last of Us 2 on a base PlayStation 4 and it ran like fucking parquet butter. Buttery smooth. All right. It was delicious. And I replayed it on the PlayStation 5 and it even got better. That team is just fucking one of the best. And I don't care who fucking doesn't agree with that, but they're just awesome. And The Last of Us franchise is one of my favorite all time, period. I hope I explained why they're not going to be able to make it good enough for you guys, but that's pretty much the gist of it. It would take their whole entire team and they just wouldn't be able to work on anything else. They would have to maintain that online presence. They would have to just maintain it and continue that. So they said they'd rather focus on what they're known for, which is single player, story driven narratives, and work on that and give us what they've always been giving us, hits. Nothing but fucking hits. For me, that's a beautiful thing. Yes, I'm sad that we're not going to get Factions and they can't do it all, of course. But at the same time, I still love who Naughty Dog is. I mean, Naughty Dog to me is somebody who makes awesome fucking single player games. And that's pretty much what they've known for. They haven't released this game yet. So if you go to look at their catalog, that's what they fucking do. Now they do have had online modes before. And some may say, well, why haven't they just made the Factions and just left it at that? You know, don't add anything else. Just keep it like that. And I'm guessing they may still do something with that. And it may be just kind of like what they did with the last Factions game, where they give us a Last of Us 3 or something, right? And then we get like a Factions with it, but it's not a continuous game. In other words, we get the server and we just keep the server. They don't give us any updates, or maybe they give us an update, once a year, twice a year type of thing, when they have a small team working on that type of stuff or whatever. Now they may be able to do something like that, but as far as just a constant update and a constant just adding things and doing things like that, I think that's not in their warehouse, and they're not really trying to do that. That's not who they are. I'm glad that they've at least come out and let us know about this and gave us this information, because they said they're so excited to show us what they've been working on, and I can't wait to see what it is, and I really want to know when it's coming out, to be honest with you guys. So yeah, they gave us the update. I mean, we have the remaster coming up, so we'll see what happens then, and I think we'll be able to take some stuff from there and maybe look at stuff down the line in the future and see what we may get a chance to play then.